Are you on a weight loss journey and you just wish that there was a way to not only get results, but to get results without counting calories? Do you feel like counting your calories, tracking them, doing those activities is the only way that you can get a result? If you feel that way and you're wishing and wanting to find another way, then you're in the right place because in this video, we're going to discuss 5 reasons why you mistakenly believe that you have to count calories in order to lose weight. You absolutely don't. And I'm going to tell you what may be standing in your way and reinforcing that false belief so that you can not only become aware of those beliefs, but so that you can address those actions that could be leading to you feeling that way. Hi, my name is Concita Thomas. I'm a food and fitness strategist, and I help women over 40 lose 30 plus pounds without diets or excessive exercise. A big part of how I'm able to help them create those results for themselves is to help them gain awareness around their food and really reshape some of those limiting beliefs that they may have so that they can get results while eating like a normal person. And for many of my clients, eating like a normal person means not counting calories. So here's the first reason why you may mistakenly believe, Concita, that's great for them, but I just don't think I can lose weight without counting calories. Well, let's see. Reason number one, you don't know how to recognize proper portion size. Listen, I get it. You know, my family has roots in the South, and I come from a family where we often love each other by feeding each other. And part of that is fixing nice, healthy plates with huge portions to show your love when someone comes over and when they join you for a meal. And when you grow up like that, or quite frankly, if you just grow up in America these days, you may have a really warped version of what a portion is of food. So what happens is when you don't recognize what proper portions are, it's very easy to overfeed yourself without feeling like you're doing that, especially if everyone around you is also eating these supersized portions. A supersized portion may look normal and you may feel like, Concita, I'm eating right, I'm choosing all the right foods, but I'm still not losing weight. I think I have to count calories in order to make it happen. And I would submit to you that you may want to first make a stop at making sure that you know how to recognize proper portions and that you know how to serve yourself those portions when you're out and about, maybe at a friend's house when you're not at home with like a food scale and measuring cups, or if you have no desire to use those tools at all. The second reason why you may mistakenly believe that you have to count calories in order to lose weight is that you're unaware of how extra calories sneak into your daily consumption. So maybe you've taken the time to learn proper portions, you understand them, you can spot them, you can serve yourself a proper portion of meat or rice or whatever without the use of a food scale or a measuring cup. But maybe you have a blind spot when it comes to little extras that are part of your day. I know one thing that often comes up with my clients that they're always super surprised about is how many calories are in some of these drinks that we like to have. These days, it's a little less common to be completely surprised because if you are, actually going through a drive-through and looking at a physical menu, so many of the larger coffee shops and, restaurants will have calories, or I should say fast food places, or like maybe not fast food, but you know what I mean, not a sit-down restaurant. They often nowadays have the calorie count of the meals and their drinks on the menu. If you're ordering from an app, maybe not so much, but you can easily get the same amount of calories that you would get in a meal in a drink, and you don't even have to supersize it to do that. So sometimes extra calories are sneaking in even when your main meals are, textbook. They're by the book and they're portioned appropriately, but it could be other treats and sweets or drinks that you're having during the day that have way more calories than you would imagine. I know another thing that I joke about, if you follow me over on Instagram, you may have seen this in my stories before, but even snack foods, like once I bought tortilla chips. I like tortilla chips, I eat them, but the particular brand I bought that time, the serving size was like 6 chips, and it was like a full 200 calories for 6 chips. And I posted on my Instagram saying, like, are they kidding me? Like, who eats 6 tortilla chips? Well, that's a way, if I were not aware and if I just got my normal handful from the brand that I traditionally would buy, I could have easily had an additional 600 calories that day without even realizing that the extra calories were sneaking in. All right, the third reason why you may mistakenly believe that you have to count calories in order to lose weight has to do with how you build your meals. So, if you do not know how to build meals that are filling as well as satisfying, then you may find that, you know what, Concita, when I'm trying to lose weight, I build meals, I build my diet meals the right way, but then, I have to have something else to be satisfied. And so the only way for me to keep track of that is to, log it in my trusty, dusty calorie counting app. And that's the only way I can get results. Wow. That may have been your experience, but if you'd like to be able to lose weight without necessarily having to count calories and put everything in an app, you may get somewhere by learning how to create meals that leave you satisfied, so you don't have to rely so much on snacks and packaged goods, and you don't have that feeling like I've got to track or else, these calories are going to add up and I'm going to be over. If you don't know how to build meals in that way, I always call it the figure-friendly way of eating, I have a free resource for you that you can download by clicking on the link in the description below. It's called the Figure-Friendly Meal Checklist, and you will see exactly how I build my meals and how my clients build their meals to make sure that they are not only full, but they're also satisfied. So they're having to rely less on snacks outside of their meals, and thereby it's easier to keep up with, and they don't necessarily have to count calories in order to get results. I've got more where that came from, but before I move on, I'm curious, have you found a way to get results, weight loss results, without counting calories? If so, sound off in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. All right, reason number 4 that you may mistakenly believe that you have to count calories to lose weight is because you are simply not aware of how much mindless munching you do during the day. Here's one thing that I will say: tracking, whether you're using an app or whether you're writing things down, those activities will do for you is they raise your level of awareness. So sometimes when we're not writing things down or when we're not tracking in an app, we are mindlessly munching throughout the day and we don't even realize it. And so then we mistake the act of counting calories for the thing that's super effective, when really it's just the mindfulness that is helping. Case in point, I do this mindful munching challenge with my clients from time to time throughout the year, and I will often hear 2 things from them. Number 1, I will often hear, "Oh my goodness, Concita, taking the challenge where I actually plate anything that I'm going to eat. Nothing's off limits, but I have to plate it and I have to sit down and eat it, has seriously raised my awareness of how much I was eating between my meals. Oh my goodness, yesterday I sat down to the table 6 times outside of mealtime because I committed to plating whatever I was going to eat and sitting down." I hear that often. The other thing I hear is, "Oh my goodness, Concita, I lost weight during this challenge and I didn't change anything." And I always chuckle because I'm like, of course you changed something. We did a challenge. But what will often happen is committing to mindful munching, paying attention when you eat, will often for my clients bring just enough awareness up where they're able to pause and ask themselves, what am I doing? Why am I eating this? Am I even hungry? I'm not hungry. Why am I eating if I'm not hungry? You know what? I'm not going to eat. And just from bringing that mindfulness to the forefront, they're able to make more aligned choices, and they don't have to count or track or put things in an app in order to get results because they increase their mindfulness instead. All right, my 5th and final reason why you may mistakenly believe that you have to count calories to lose weight kind of piggybacks off of the last one, but it's you do not realize how much the bites, licks, tastes, and handfuls of this and sips of that you take during the day. You're not aware how quickly those add up. So I'll give you an example. I have a client who, she was aware that she was munching a little bit during the day. As a matter of fact, she was so aware that she could tell me exactly on a given day. I'm like, okay, I see what you had here, but like, did you have anything else? And she's like, oh yeah, I had this and I had this and I had this. So she was not mindlessly munching. She was aware of what she was eating. However, she was mistakenly believing that those little bites, licks, tastes, sips here and there were no big deal. Well, the truth of the matter is there was nothing that she was having in between her meals that was super high in calories, that should have made a big deal in terms of her results. Most of the things, if I just looked at them in isolation, I would say, okay, that's not really a big deal. That can't be what's holding up your results. But by golly, when you add up the 3 to 5 little things that she was having throughout the day, 75 calories here, 125 calories there, 170 calories here, before you knew it, in any given day, she was having anywhere between 400 to 600 extra calories outside of her meal. And that is absolutely enough to slow down your results for some people. And for other people, that's enough to actually even reverse the tide and have them gaining weight when they are intending to lose weight. So those are 5 reasons that you may mistakenly believe that you have to count calories to lose weight. And now that you know what you might be doing that could be blocking your progress, instead of feeling like you have no choice, you've got to just, handcuff yourself to that food tracking app, you can address these practices or habits instead. And that's a way around the food tracking app to be able to get the results you want without having to count calories if that's something that you desire to avoid. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe, hit the bell so that you're notified when I post more videos. As a matter of fact, if you're like, Concita, this was great, I would love to hear from you daily, please do connect with me over on Instagram. I'm there daily, either in my feed or in my stories or both. And if you're like, girl, I just want to hear more about your thoughts on this type of stuff, then you can just go have yourself a great time over on my podcast. I have over 100 episodes recorded over there. All of those are linked in the description below. And then finally, if you're like, not only do I want to hear your thoughts, like I would really love to receive direct support, accountability, coaching, helping me see my personal blind spots. I don't want to have to listen to your videos and figure out which one applies to me. I want you all up in my business, girl. If that's you, I invite you to check out my signature coaching program, Get It Off, Keep It Off, one-on-one coaching. The link to that program page is also in the description. You can check it out. If it seems like it might be a good fit for you, then you can just go ahead and apply. And if applications are not open, be sure to add your name to the wait list, because when you add your name to the wait list, you'll get an email if a spot becomes available outside of the normal enrollment period, and you'll also get first dibs at spots when enrollment period is open. So that's all I have for you today, fierce friend. Until next time, stay fierce.